everyone, my name is Vinny Sethi. I hope you all are staying healthy. Today we are going to talk about introduction of growth and development economics with MCQ, especially for UGC NET in economics. We will see introduction about all these most important topics like difference between economic growth and economic development, theories of economic development like Adam Smith, Ricardo, Marx, Schumpeter, Rostow, balance and unbalanced growth, big push approach, models of economic growth like Harrod-Dommer, Solow, Robinson, Calder. We will also see indicators of economic development like PQLI and HDI. So let's start it. Difference between economic growth and development. Economic growth only increase in production and income. Economic development increase in income and production with improvement in welfare of people. That's why economic development is wider concept, but economic growth is narrow concept. We can measure economic growth through GDP, GDP per capita and gross national income. We can measure economic development through Human Development Index, literacy rate and life expectancy. Economic growth ignore equitable income distribution, but economic development consider equitable income distribution. Economic growth is short-term process, but economic development is long-term continuous process. Adam Smith theory of economic development. Adam Smith theory derived from his famous book named Wealth of a Nation. Important point of this theory are natural law. Natural law means law of self-interest. That means if people do work according to their own interest, eventually it will give benefit to whole economy. Laissez-faire policy, that means no government intervention. Division of labor, divide work into small parts, then assign each part to specialized labor. Capital accumulation, accumulate more and more capital like machinery, building, tools, equipment, stationary state. According to Adam Smith, process of growth will end soon and economy will reach at stationary state. Ricardo theory of economic development. According to this theory, capital accumulation is very important. Capital accumulation depends on profit which is earned by capitalist. Capitalist reinvest this profit. As a result, investment increase. As investment increase, output, income, employment also increase. Eventually, it will lead to progressive state of economy. As economy progress, wages increase. As wages increase, population also increase. In this theory, Ricardo assume as wages increase, population also increase. As population increase, demand for food also increase. That means now we have to increase production of food, but our land is fixed. That's why we start cultivating inferior quality land. Productivity of inferior quality land is very low. As a result, our production fall. Demand is increasing, production is falling. That means prices are increasing. As prices increase, wages also increase. But why? As prices increase, wages also increase. Prices of food is increasing, and we have to pay wages according to subsistence level. That means we have to pay enough wages so that labor can buy their food. That's why as price of food increasing, we have to increase wages. Wages are increasing, but marginal productivity of labor falling due to inferior quality of land. As a result, profit of capitalist fall. As profit fall, investment fall, employment fall, output fall, income fall. Eventually, it will lead to stationary state of economy. Karl Marx theory of economic development. Karl Marx gave his theory in his famous book named Das Kapital. According to this theory, production generate value. This value mainly generated by labor. Value which is generated by labor will be called surplus value. This surplus value is profit of a capitalist. With this profit, capitalists accumulate capital. As capital accumulation increase, investment, output, income also increase. Eventually, our economy grow. Karl Marx talks about 6 stages of development. First, primitive communism. In this stage, people depend on hunting, forest, food. They work together. There is no private property. Next is slavery stage. In this stage, some powerful people do exploitation of labor. Next is feudalism stage. This stage is better than slavery stage because some legal protection was given to labor. Next is capitalism. Private business hire labor and pay them very less wages, but labor will not bear their exploitation for long time period. Eventually, they will revolt against capitalism. As a result, capitalism will end and new society will born, which is known as socialism. Socialism just a transaction phase before coming to our final stage, which is called communism. Communism is classless society where people work together for common goal. Schumpeter theory of economic development. According to this theory, innovation play a very important role in economic development. According to this theory, innovation categorized into 5 parts: introducing new type of goods, introducing new method of production, opening up new market, discovering new source of raw material, carrying out new industry or organization. And according to this theory, innovation is driven by entrepreneur and financed by bank credit. That means banks provide loan for innovation. Rostow theory of economic development. Rostow theory of economic development is given by Walt Whitman Rostow in 1960. According to this theory, all countries go through 5 stages of economic development: traditional society, precondition for takeoff, drive to maturity, age of mass consumption. Balanced growth theory by Ragnar Narkse. Balanced growth means all sector of economy should grow together. Balanced growth means all sector of economy should grow together. That's why we simultaneously invest in all sector of economy. This theory talks about vicious cycle of poverty. Low income leads to low size of market lead to low investment lead to low capital formation lead to low productivity, eventually low productivity lead to low income, and this cycle will continue run. In order to grow, country should break this cycle, and this cycle can break by simultaneously investing in large sector of economy with government intervention. Theory of unbalanced growth. Theory of unbalanced growth is given by Albert Hirschman. Other supporter of this theory are H.W. Singer, C.P. Kinderberg, and Paul Streeton and W.W. Roster. According to balance theory, we should invest in all sectors simultaneously. But according to this theory, underdeveloped countries have lack of fund. How they can invest in all sectors simultaneously? They cannot invest in all sectors simultaneously. That's why according to this theory, country should invest in a leading sector, and investment in leading sector eventually increase investment in other sectors. For example, investment in automobile industry will lead to increase investment in construction of highway, will increase investment in rubber, tire and petroleum product industry. Big push theory of economic development. Big push theory of economic development is given by Paul Rosenstein Rodan. According to this theory, only big comprehensive investment can help underdeveloped country to grow. Bit by bit investment is just waste of resources. According to big push theory, only big comprehensive investment can help underdeveloped country to grow. Bit by bit investment is just waste of resources. For example, you open one industry in underdeveloped country, but there is no proper electricity, roads, water, railway, communication facility. Do you think this industry can grow here? Absolutely not. First of all, government need to do big comprehensive investment on infrastructure. Eventually private investor will attract towards this country and do so much investment. Harrod-Domar growth model. This model is given by Roy Harrod and Yves Domar, and this model is based on experience of advanced capitalist economy. And according to this model, rate of economic growth depend on 2 key factors: saving and investment. This model talk about 3 type of economic growth: actual growth, warranted growth and natural growth. Actual growth means real increase in GDP of country per year. Warranted growth rate means full capacity growth rate, or you can say the maximum possible growth of economy. And in order to maintain full employment level, we need natural growth rate. Solo growth model. Solo growth model is given by Nobel Prize winning economist Robert Solow. This is first most influential new classical model which explain how capital accumulation, population growth and technological progress give their contribution in economic growth. According to this model, in order to achieve steady state economic growth, output per worker and capital per worker should remain constant over a period of time. Please listen carefully. According to this model, in order to achieve steady state economic growth, output per worker and capital per worker should remain constant over a period of time. John Robinson model of growth. Mrs. John Robinson gave her model in his book named The Accumulation of Capital in 1956. According to this model, capital accumulation is crucial for economic growth, and capital accumulation is directly linked with the profit. As profit increase, capital accumulation will also increase. Most importantly, this model talks about golden age. Golden age is state of economy where all laborers and capital are fully employed. Golden age is state of economy where all laborers and capital are fully employed. That means there is no unemployed labor and unused capital. This is only possible when growth rate of capital matches with growth rate of labor. Calder model of economic growth. Calder model of economic growth is very unique. But why? Because other neoclassical model assume technological progress is exogenous. But according to Calder, technological progress is not completely exogenous. He linked technological progress with the capital accumulation. That means the technological progress depends on capital accumulation. Obviously, as we accumulate more and more capital, we become technologically advanced. There are mainly two indicators of economic development, HDI, PQLI. HDI represent Human Development Index, PQLI represent Physical Quality of Life Index. Through this index, you can know about level of development of any country. Dimension of HDI are health, education and standard of living. Means through their health, education and standard of living, you can know how these countries are growing. A similar dimension of PQILI are infant mortality, life expectancy at the age of 1 and basic literacy rate. Now we will see some basic question. According to Adam Smith, most important factor of economic growth. There is no government intervention according to Adam Smith, so wrong option. In this theory, we don't talk about tariff, taxes or accumulation of gold or silver, so these two options are also wrong. Our right option is division of labor. In Adam Smith theory, who play crucial role in accumulating capital? Landlord just receive rent, labor just receive wages and wages are too low, they cannot accumulate capital from this wages. There is no intervention of government, so our right option is capitalist, because capitalists receive a profit, with this profit they accumulate capital. In solo growth model, what is assumed to be exogenous? As we already discussed, only Calder model assume technological progress is not exogenous. All other neoclassical model assume technological progress is exogenous. So our right answer is D. What is primary driver of economic growth in Schumpeter theory? Our right answer is B. Action of entrepreneur introducing innovation. As we already discussed, according to Schumpeter economic development theory, economic development mainly depend on innovation. So our B option is right. Big push theory of development, which says large scale coordinated investment is must, is given by right answer C. Paul Rosenstein Rudan. Which economist is associated with developing the concept of vicious cycle of poverty? Vicious cycle of poverty is given by Ragnar Nurkse, so our C option is right. Today I just discussed introduction of growth and development economics. That's why I just explained very simple question. In coming days, I will make separate video for each topic with important MCQ. So this is all about today's video. I think you got it, and thank you so much for watching this video. Bye, take care.